Oh man, we are here, ladies and gentlemen. We are here, recording in progress. It is Monday, the day after one of the greatest sports. Wow, that was just horrible. I'm watching Morgan State and Norfolk State. One of the greatest sports weekends of all time. Norwood came up on 24 beers on your boy because of all of the BS. All of
24.
the BS. 13
20.
seconds. I was 13 seconds away from one. I should have took the Bengals, and I went against it for 2. Number 3, Rudy Gobert and the Jazz were beating the Warriors as I called it, and then the nigga get a calf strain. 47 seconds. Go ahead and make sure we take out the word nigga. It's calf strain.
Well, that's gonna all get edited anyway. Damn.
I was like, come on. And as soon as that happened, Warriors went on like a 15-4 run. I was like, well, there goes those beers. And then John Morant just decided not to play against Luka. Or maybe I underestimated the Mavs. I don't think so. But, you know, it is what it is. How are you so cool? That crit song is in my head, boy. But yeah, man, as we get ready, man, we got a couple things we want to talk about.
24 beers.
You done?
No, just the beginning. Can't stop, won't stop, baby.
So, black coaches are just as sick of stupid questions in the media as I am sick of Norwood saying 24. It seems that it seems that Penny Hardaway, and as I listen to it, it makes sense. It makes sense why he was so mad. I think I can share my audio here. I think I can. I'm gonna try something right here.
Oh, we getting tricky today.
Share. Oh, new share. Here we go. Share advanced computer audio. Bow. We here, ladies and gentlemen. Did it turn off the screen? It did. But
shout out to the IT department.
TI department.
TI 86, TI 82.
But Penny Hardaway, who was the coach of Memphis, if you know, he went to Memphis back when they were called Memphis State, I believe is what it's called before they changed their name to University of Memphis. Is now the head coach. He's now the head coach. And he got upset. He got a little upset after somebody asked him a question about was he frustrated and embarrassed in the way that his team lost to SMU, Southern Methodist University. Take a listen.
Penny, have you ever lost faith that you can get this done?
At Memphis?
Yeah, in the first half like that, when it's unfolding, is it embarrassing? And
I think the one thing I can say to this media, because this media gets kind of fucked up sometimes when it comes to me, we don't have our full roster. Y'all know we don't have our full roster. Stop asking me stupid fucking questions about if I feel like I can do something. If I had my roster like they did, then I feel like I can do whatever I want to do. I'm coaching really hard. My boys are playing really hard. I'm not embarrassed about nothing. We have 4 freshmen starting. Y'all.
Before we get to the front, we had third. This halfway through. It's only a minute. My man came out the gate 17 words into his opening statement with an F-bomb.
He was ready for it. He was prepared. He knew when I got in here today, first of all, I'm playing freshman and I'm trying to build a confidence and y'all trying to steal it. So we're going to go ahead and get right to it. I'm going to let you know as soon as you ask this stupid ass question, I'm ready to dance today.
Let's finish listening.
If I could have been a fly on that wall, boy.
Well, you ain't need to be. We looking at the camera.
I wanted to be there.
Like we got 17, 18, and 19-year-olds out here trying to learn how to play against 22, 23, and 24-year-old guys. Come on, man. Stop disrespecting me, bro. Like, don't do that. I work too fucking hard. I work way too hard for that. Y'all write all these bullshit articles about me, and all I do is work. We got young kids on the floor. They got young kids on the floor.
We'll go ahead with Jason.
Got him scared to talk now.
It's a turnaround, go into.
Whoa, Jason, you're talking soft. And that's really the end of it, because then it gets into other questions that are about the game. But Penny,
you know when you're ready to turn it out, you're like, all right, well, you have a whole mental preparation going into the day. Like, hey, as soon as I walk in here, it's on site with whoever say the first thing to me. And that's what it was.
Site.
And, hey, man, y'all better respect that, man.
Hey, man. And then he said, yo, I got 17-year-olds. These dudes over here playing 23-year-olds.
I was doing the math in my head. Boy, you're kind of old to be in college playing basketball.
Man, that COVID year, they don't have to. They don't,
you get a whole nother.
Your seniors now are 23. Your redshirt fifth-year seniors are sixth-year seniors at 24. You know, college basketball ain't where it's at anymore. If you pass the freshman in college basketball, you ain't that good. There's very few that are that great. So these dudes out here trying to play to get to the G League at 24. They smoking cigarettes.
And didn't Memphis end up with another like top 5 recruit again for the second year in a row after they had Wiseman the year before?
COVID. Yeah, a lot of people out because of COVID. A lot of people out because they're hurt. He just said I'm playing 5 freshmen that don't play.
Y'all better be out playing with Penny. Y'all might need to address him as Coach Hardaway.
Hey, man. Doc Rivers is another one. We got something with Doc, too. This Doc from 4 weeks ago.
With that being said, I guess you're not concerned at all at having these close games.
Doc ready, too. Look, I wish I could show you. Look at him. Look at him. No.
I think, like, it's funny.
Get off.
When
Get off, Doc.
Man, and we won a couple of games, and we had close games that we lost. I didn't hear that in reverse. This is the NBA, Keith. Like, think about that stretch when we.
I know you personally, Keith.
And we lost 4 and 5 games by 1 point, 3 point. Do you think their coach was worried that they won by 1 or 3 points? These guys play hard, man. This is the NBA. Every single guy in this league can play. So I don't like sit back and judge like, well, we didn't win by 10 tonight or 12 tonight. We won the game. And that locker room in there, they're happy. They're not sitting back thinking, man, we should have won by 20. No, you shouldn't.
He's being cool.
Exactly what you.
He was being cool. You just should have let it die right there.
Doc has the best voice in the NBA too.
Yeah, he has the voice. It's crazy. The Doc is old, but his voice is older. Like he has an 85-year-old person's voice.
It's old, and it's just like I'm a little annoyed with having to deal with you too. Like, why are you?
We about to get to the annoying part. This was when he should have just left it alone. Just leave it alone, and then we get to.
Like emotional.
No, not at all.
See?
I'm just miffed by the question.
Miffed.
That's a question that's always like it tells me like clearly you didn't play enough to you got to understand that. Like if you win a game, Keith, you're happy.
That ain't even no quick scope, bro.
Like because my point is I didn't hear you asking about when we were losing those close games. What do you think about? Are you happy about the loss because you were close with an undermanned team? No, it's not the same thing. My point is, Keith, it's a dumbass question to me.
And we just saved that little soundbite fault.
Exactly. And so what I'm saying now is I don't care. We won the game.
Keith said, well, I don't care what you feel. And Doc said, well, I don't care. I'm telling you now, we won the game. I don't care either.
That's a dumbass question. I love that. That's beautiful.
That's a dumbass question. And then finally, we got one more of Doc Rivers pulled a Deion real quick. Doc pulled a Deion real quick. Y'all remember Deion said, would you ask Nick Saban that? You would call Nick Saban Coach Saban? Call me Coach Prime. Don't call me Deion. Don't talk to me by my first name. Show some respect. Here goes Doc. Doc is ready again.
Of this loss would you attribute to coaching?
I don't know.
Which part of this loss would you attribute to coaching? Was the question.
Would you ask Pop that question? No, you wouldn't. So don't ask me that question. I've earned that.
Put some respect on my name.
He said what he said
on my name.
He said what he said, and that's all he got to say. And you better understand, you're done here.
Is we finished or is we done?
Is we done?
is we fitted. Y'all better put some respect on these black coaches, dog. Y'all better put these dudes in basketball. Now, everybody knows basketball, they got a little bit more chest than football because they got a little bit more clout, a little bit more say-so in the operations of the leagues in basketball. But in football, it's a lot of coaches that are now being said, that are now being brought to the forefront of the fact that
it's so egregious that we have to deal with stuff like this. Just being second guessed in one of the stupidest ways possible. Like he was gonna, yes. So like to be second guessed like that, like he was gonna be able to pull out like his whiteboard and put the quadratic equation on the board and tell him exactly what percentage he attributed to coaching. Man, shut up. Ask me a better question. Matter of fact, don't ask me no questions.
Don't ask me no questions.
Stupid. That was stupid. And I think you're stupid.
That's a dumbass question you asked me 4 months ago. And don't ask me no dumbass question that he said 3 days ago. And Penny said F-bomb, F-bomb, F-bomb for good measure, F-bomb. So I'm cool with the basketball coaches taking their rightful respect from the media. Football, NFL, y'all got to do better. Y'all got to do better, man. It is now.
No, you can't do better. How you going to do better? We got one coach right now. You can't do better?
That's what I'm saying. They got to do better than having one coach. We have all of these. We have all of these coordinators that are in the league right now that are better than most of the people that y'all are talking about hiring, Dan Quinn and Kellen Moore. Like all of these coaches are in the league and they deserve some type of promotion. They deserve something. We were talking about.
Can we discuss what Kellen Moore has ever done?
Nothing. We'll get to him. The Bucks have Todd Bowles, who has previous coaching experience, previous success as a head coach, has consistently coached one of the top defense. He was at the Jets and had a top defense. The Jets. Yeah, Byron Leftwich, who just gets overlooked just as much as Eric Bieniemy. You have Keith Armstrong, who has had has been a top special teams coach in the league for years. He's with the Falcons for years. And then you have Harold Godwin. Man, shout out to the Bucks. Shout out to Bruce Arians because all of his coordinators are black. You have Harold Godwin, who's the assistant head coach and run game coordinator. He's rejuvenated Leonard Fournette's career. Leonard Fournette looked like the man-child he was in high school over there.
Touchdown Lenny is back, boy.
And then you have in the Chiefs, you got Eric Bieniemy. Come on, dog. Eric Bieniemy. The Chiefs are. We just saw. You see the album art. This is the greatest game ever.
That should have been our coach. I appreciate Arthur Smith, but that Eric should have been coaching our team.
Eric Bieniemy with the Chiefs. Mind you, these are all teams that are in the divisional playoffs. These aren't all coaches of teams that are trash. Of the Rams, you have Raheem Morris, former Falcons coach, defensive coordinator, wide receivers coach, offensive coordinator, and interim head coach for the Falcons. That led us to a half game out of the playoff race when we started out 0-6 under the man that is probably going to be the Bears' next head coach or the Broncos in Dan Quinn. He fixed Dan Quinn's problem. But, we don't want to be too petty over here. Then you got Thomas Brown.
Dan Quinn, boy.
Then you got Thomas Brown, UGA, played at Georgia, played against him in high school. When he went to Tucker High School, he beat us by 1,000 yards by himself. But he's been good.
Down there. The boy was in Tucker catching hell, boy. Goddamn, Reg.
He's one of them dudes that, like, you know how people grow real fast when they're kids and they be like 6 feet in the 7th grade, but then they don't grow no more?
Yeah.
He's one of them kids that was fast his whole life. Like, he got to running like a 4.3 or 4.4 in 8th grade, but then you maxed out. You ain't gonna get no faster than 4.3, 4.2 most of the time.
I mean, that's just a fast human.
His whole life. Yeah, he's just fast his whole life.
All my life I had to fight.
But he is the running backs coach. Sony Michel brought Cam Akers back. All them dudes are against him, and he's the assistant head coach. And then we get to the Packers. The DBs and passing game coordinator, who the Packers DBs all of a sudden are all world. They just couldn't stop the run. Was Jerry Gray, and the special teams coordinator. You had a rough game, but Maurice Drayton. All of these people deserve promotions. That's why in the NBA, in the NFL, to me, because there's such a lack of want to promote minority coaches, that you should instill it in the collective bargaining agreement and not just the Rooney Rule. You should get to the point now. It's almost like Republicans versus the federal government. You try to leave it to the Republicans to do what they're supposed to do on a small government level, but then they just abuse the power that they have by objectifying the minorities. It's the exact same thing in the NFL. You have the exact same thing. Instead of the NFL coming in.
I expect that turn.
Yeah, I know. I'm telling you, I didn't either. But it's the same thing in the NFL. You got the NFL teams that if they were to do the right thing, if the owners were to do the right thing and just promote the minority coaches instead of recycling the same bum ass Anglo-Saxons, then you would probably not have to deal with all this strife.
Sit on back, let Reg cook here for a little bit.
But you see what I'm saying? But now the NFL is going to have to come in and start talk with the NFLPA, or the government's going to have to come in and talk with the NAACP and figure out how to bring forth a fair and just process to ascend in the professional ranks of the NFL. Because there's no reason that you should have this many coaches that are coordinators, and then you hire somebody like Kellen Moore who has zero coaching experience. I don't even know how he is the offensive coordinator, if you want me to be 200% honest.
I mean, you think you can coach an offense with Dak Prescott and Zeke, CeeDee Lamb, and Amari Cooper, and a Hall of Fame offensive line? You think you
cannot? Obviously, you cannot, because you only had 7 points in the first half. Obviously, you cannot. Am I saying something wrong? Because we could go back to the table. 23-7 at halftime.
Y'all done got ready to turn over early today, boy.
Y'all know how I feel about terrible. Nope. Now that was gonna be an edit point. Woo, still got a job.
Uh-oh.
That
Y'all better watch out, boy.
But I'm saying, though, there's no reason that the NFL should have all of these black assistant coaches who don't win assistant of the year. You're going to give it to Dan Quinn, even though he was ousted. You're going to give it to somebody like Kellen Moore because he's cow of the team, because he was ousted. But you're not recognizing all of these minority coaches. You're not recognizing, and it's a disservice and it's a disservice to the fan. It's a disservice to the league. It's a disservice to the team. It's a disservice to the players. And it's a disservice to the youth.
Anybody who believes in Dan Quinn gets what they deserve.
Hire him, Denver. Go ahead. Matter of fact, Denver, since I'm on one, we here. Denver, black billionaire Robert F. Smith. If you remember who Robert F. Smith was the man who, after giving the keynote address or the graduation speech at Morehouse Spelman, I guess it's both of them. Morehouse Spelman, he decided that he was going to pay off all of their student loans for the graduating class, the billionaire. And then the government messed with him and said, oh, you can't do that because of taxes. We knew that was coming. But he paid off all of their student loans. He is now saying he wants to be one of the first major majority owners of an NFL franchise, black majority owners, and he's pondering buying the Denver Broncos.
You know what? The more that I think about it, that's the perfect place for the ruse to happen. You know that if Elway and Peyton put together a team, they're going to give it to Elway and Peyton. And they'll act like, oh, man, we would have loved to give it to you, but it's Peyton and Elway, the guys who won championships here.
Man.
And I mean, I'm gonna be honest. If Peyton and Elway want to own the Broncos,
you got to do it from a business standpoint.
Yeah, from an everything standpoint, they got y'all. They got the championships. You know, you can't. It's tough to talk about player empowerment, and then you have two former players who won a championship at this organization want to buy it, and you say no.
One got you a championship, and the one got you the first two championships, then the other went and brought in Peyton Manning to win you the next one.
Which he just was along for the ride, but
he still put the team together. So I get that. But it's still, the main reason I brought that up is obviously my thoughts. But do you think that the NFL is ready for a black owner? A majority black owner.
Majority, no. And just from a point of view of his colleagues not going to be happy about that. I don't care how they dress it up and say it.
That's going to be difficult. Because you imagine, because
maybe, because this is what it does for them is it allows them to be like, hey, y'all got one. And they would like to cover, because I mean, there's a lot of people who stop watching football after the whole Kaepernick thing. And I think that may get.
Fuck them people. No edit.
Well, he has turned tonight. God damn.
I don't care.
Hey, y'all better buckle up. Buckle up. But yeah, I think that would be an opportunity for them to touch a demographic that they have been losing pretty regularly. So I think that will they want to hear what he has to say? No. Will they do it for their own personal greed? Yes.
Whatever franchise he buys, I can tell you right now, they will become the highest selling apparel. Well, I don't know, because football is really tribal. The NFL is really tribal. You don't really see a lot of people jump teams, except for like one of our friends. You don't see a lot of people jump teams too often. I think in our friend group, you get a chance. Quick scope. A lot of people in our friend group, you get a chance to change teams once.
This is at the point where people start texting me. Oh, so this what y'all doing in the pod? And I
don't care. It is what it is. I'd have had this water must have something in it.
Water.
No, it's
allegedly.
It's actually H2O. It's actually H2O.
Yeah, sure.
But could you imagine being the first black coach? Like my dad always talks about being the first black engineer at Texas Utilities and how there were unwritten rules in games and passive aggressive acts of distrust and betrayal that he had to deal with because he was black in Texas in the 80s. In the early 80s.
I can't say that I can 100% understand that, but to a certain degree, yes.
So for him to go through that at a mid-level job, right? When I say mid-level job, I mean not as the millionaire, billionaire status.
Yes.
Now, if you were to become first black billionaire owner, majority owner, you have 33 other owners that are not your friend.
It also depends. It depends on your level of integrity.
So also, the utmost. You got to be Barack Obama.
It also depends on your level of. I'm trying to word this correctly. Mm-hmm. Oh, in the words of your boy Kwame Brown, are you go along, get along gang?
Hey Kwame, I don't know what they say. Shout out to Kwame or not, because
I just quoted him because it was funny. I am not.
Y'all punk blankety blanks quoting Kwame Brown, trying to get.
Well, man, I am a bust.
Trying to get clout on my name. Who trying to get clout off a bus name? I said,
I'm a man. I'm a whole man, strong man. I get up in the morning and I lift 480 pounds with each arm. What? I want to start doing reaction videos to Kwame Brown's videos. Because
I'm gonna start responding to everything with Dr. Umar GIFs and videos. He has a GIF or video. We're getting off course, but he has a GIF or video for everything, and it is awesome.
He has a page. It's just all funny Umar videos, and they are funny as hell.
And Boosie is right behind him. Boosie had mushroom. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen,
he's up off my boy Torrance Hatch now. T Hatch good in my book, man.
We've come to the end of our prelude. We are now ready. We got everything up. Got the list up. Got our graphics up. Got our stats up. We're ready to go. We're ready to go with the Around the League edition of episode 41 of the Splash Cast, entitled Unbelievable. Did you see that?
No, did you see that? That's what we kept saying.
That's right. Did you? Yeah, because that's what we said the whole game. All right, ladies and gentlemen, with that being said, man, let's get into episode 41, the Around the League edition.
Let's do it. Let's do it.